Welcome, you guys. My name is Casey Zeman. Welcome to those who might be new and those, of course, who have been here before to some of my previous broadcasts. I see a lot of similar people, same people coming in that I've seen before. If you are brand spanking new, if you've never been to one of my broadcasts, do me a quick favor. Put this in the chat. Type in teach. Okay, love the John Deere. Yeah, I got my John Deere hat on. Type in the chat teach if you've never been here before, and if you have been here before, put in the chat learning. Okay, it tells me and it lets me know that you are someone who's been here before and you've been learning, or this is your first time. So I see a lot of teaches, which means this is your first time here. So thank you. Virtual high five to you, and I really appreciate it. Today, we're going to be talking about a particular topic that relates to repetition and letting people know who you are. Okay, so because here's the thing with Periscope, and this is something you may not know, or maybe you do, you oftentimes get a lot of new folks that come into your broadcast, and because of that fact, it's always okay to repeat yourself. Now, I know some of us are thinking, man, I don't want to be like a broken record, you know, I don't want to be the guy who's has the short-term memory that always has to repeat himself. But in this situation, it's actually important due to how many people are actually coming in. So, for my newcomers, my name is Casey Zeman. I am the founder of a software called Fullscope TV and a software called Easy Webinar. I've been teaching online marketing and doing broadcasts like this on Periscope for quite a bit of time, and I absolutely love doing it. Are we going to have an EW turkey sale? I'm not quite sure. Let me think about that. And for those who don't know, Fullscope TV is an analytic and marketing tool designed for Periscope. So if you want to know your most engaged people, how many shares, how many hearts, how many screenshots they send out to you, that's at Fullscope TV. It's completely free. And that's where I get a lot of our data. And of course, maybe you've heard about it. It's sweeping the nation. No, it's everybody who's using Periscope for business is starting to use it. And I'm hoping that that's you. If you're someone who's using this to kind of promote your business, then that's obviously something you need to start doing. Dining happy. Hi, Dinah, right? Awesome. Thanks for repeating. Of course. Hi, just started using Fullscope today. So excited. Smile. Awesome. Cool. Goals Opera. Interesting. Awesome. Analytics. Fullscope.tv. Yes. Is there a download for Periscope for PC? I don't think so. But they do have a desktop app, but there's not something you can download. Okay, so here's what you can do. Yeah, you have to log in. You have to log in at the end of the day to capture your broadcast with Fullscope. Please, this is what you can do right now. I'm going to be sharing just a couple tidbits, Periscope tips for you. If this is something that might be of interest to you or your followers, please do me a favor. Please share this with your friends and followers and fans. If this is your first time on Periscope, this is how you do it. You click on the little guy that's spouting the hearts from his head, and you can swipe right on an iPhone or swipe up on an Android and click share. You could share with your Twitter followers, Periscope followers, and Facebook followers. And the cool thing about Fullscope.tv is that I can see all of it. I can see the people that you share it to. And as I always say, the person that is the most engaged person on this particular broadcast, the most engaged person is going to be getting a free copy of the book, The School of Greatness. Okay, The School of Greatness. All right. And if you are the most engaged person on this particular broadcast, based on what I see in the back of Fullscope.tv, boom, boom, bada, bada, bing, you get the book. I don't know what I just said there. But it's a good book. It's by my friend Lewis Howes, and it's all about how you can capture greatness in your own life. It's actually almost like a guidebook. Okay, thank you for sharing. You are all amazing. You can share, of course, to a few different places. So here's what we're going to be talking about. Why it's important and when do you repeat yourself, right? Just to make sure that you let your audience know what's going on. Well, this is what I think. There are points in a broadcast, when you're doing a broadcast to kind of talk to your audience and provide them something of extreme value, every so often you're going to want to have these indicator points where you share a little value, but then there's going to be this point where a lot of people start to filter out and new people start to come in. So the crazy thing about this is that this number is always changing. The number of people coming into the broadcast is always changing, and if that's the case, you're going to have a new person in probably, I would say, almost like every 10 seconds you have someone brand new coming into your broadcast. And that's not how often you want to repeat yourself. You don't want to become a loop. But what you want to do is continue to provide that value. And then every so often, I would say probably 5 to 10 minutes, every 5 to 10 minutes, repeat what this broadcast is about, kind of sum it up again. But sum it up in a shorter way, okay? I think in the beginning, what you do is you kind of talk about like the larger vision of it. You go into a little bit detail, but then, you know, obviously the value, you jump right in, seems to start high, then go down, doesn't really go back up, right? No, it does. Sometimes it goes back up. Oftentimes it can go back up depending on how long you're doing. If you say something that's really of powerful value to somebody and they share it to their gabillion friends on Twitter, boom, it does go up. Yeah, it can go up. It certainly can. But I think what you do is every so often you come back in and talk about summarize what you've talked about in a fast way. That's why the new scrubbing is good for replays. Yeah, that's an interesting, the replay scrubbing is great because you can fast forward and rewind on those. So you see a lot more engagement from the replay than you do oftentimes on live events, and that's what we've noticed in Fullscope. What's the ideal time to do a scope? Okay, that's a great question. I think the ideal time is any time that you can get in and do it. It's really going to depend on your audience. It's going to depend on a lot of stuff like that. Walked in Barnes & Noble, there was a big picture of the book, and Lewis in stores. Nice. It's always going to depend on what your audience is. If your audience is local in the United States, then obviously you have to look at that time zone. But maybe you have an international audience. Maybe you find that people are mostly watching you in Denmark. Well, then you have to kind of determine what that looks like too. Thank God for skipping replays. I mean the time and duration. How about length of scopes? Is there a sweet spot? So that's a really great question as well. There is no sweet spot for the length of a Periscope. I've done Periscopes for 15 minutes. I've also done Periscopes for an hour and 15 minutes. And, you know, I have to say it's really dependent on the content that you want to give. I've actually done a full webinar where I was, you know, I multicasted, which means I was showing my Periscope, showing my screen while I was doing a webinar, and that was, you know, a good hour and a half long. So you lose the engagement on that when you're not directly talking to the people in the room. So that's oftentimes why people don't do like hugely long scopes. But again, it's whatever you can handle, whatever the data can handle, okay, because obviously this is saved to your phone, right? Some people, I see a lot of 1 to 2 minutes, that's too short, right? This isn't Snapchat. Yeah, I would say, will you be holding the book up again? Oh, here, I can do that. Here it is right here. Here's the book. Yes, 1 to 2 minutes is too short. That's what I have to say. So if you guys want to take a screenshot of that, go for it and put @LewisHouse when you do. Put @LewisHouse when you share the screenshot so Lewis knows that I'm promoting this sucker. I bought 100 of his books. He's a friend of mine. I wanted to support him when he did this. He got on the New York Times bestseller list, which is awesome, and it's good stuff. Casey Zeman's Periscope wing woman. She is. Bonnie's awesome. Bonnie is awesome. So for those who are just coming into this broadcast, just to summarize what we've been talking about the need sometimes to do and repeat what this broadcast is about, because new people come in all the time, and if you are vamping and talking and assuming everybody in here has been to your broadcast before, you can't assume that. In fact, there's a good portion of you that aren't. What's the URL to your site again? It's Fullscope.tv. Sherry, you're actually someone who's been, I think you're an Easy Webinar customer. It's Fullscope.tv is Fullscope. That's for people that are wanting to do the analytics and marketing with Periscope. Back by me. Hey there. You should follow Casey. Fullscope.tv. Thank you for putting it in there at 1LX. I really appreciate it. You guys rock. So as I was saying, remind people who you are. So for those brand new folks, peeps that are coming in, my name is Casey Zeman. I'm the founder of a couple pieces of software, Fullscope.tv and Easy Webinar. These are both software and tools that are designed essentially to help you build a business and brand that you love using the power of live stream. It's my jam. I love it. I love engagement. And that's what this stuff is all about. And so, you know, consistently remind people also who you're talking to, I think is really powerful as well. Like, for instance, you know, when I do a webinar, oftentimes I let people know, you know, this webinar is for you if you're an author, expert, coach, or consultant, someone with a product or service and looking to sell your stuff online. That's what I essentially say. And by doing that, I tell people essentially, stay on my broadcast if that's you. If it's not you and you're not looking to promote yourself, you want to go bye-bye. Bye-bye, right? That's how you do it. By doing that, you essentially also bring down the trolls, because then the trolls will start taking off because they're like, this doesn't make much sense for me to be here. I'm going to take off. Hey, Casey, not sure why my numbers aren't showing on Fullscope, Periscope. You have to go in, Karen, and make sure that you click Get Broadcast when you do that, because that's what you have to do. You have to go in and actually, after your broadcast, go in and click Get Broadcast. The great advice, some ignore comments and questions. I didn't quite see the end of that. I'm so sorry. I will answer it again if you can put it back in. Apologize about that. But to answer that particular question about Fullscope, you go in, you click the Fetch Broadcast or Get Broadcast, and then it pulls in your broadcast data, right? I could essentially do it right now. If I wanted to, I can go into my computer and check it out. Let me ask you this. How many of you are selling a product? Okay, put a P in the chat if you're selling a product. Yeah, if you didn't do it on the same day, then it's lost. Yes, that's because Periscope only lasts for 24 hours, and we put a big blog post out about it. We put a big post about that before. Now we are going to be switching that again back to automated, but we had to change it around. Casey, do you know the percentage of time on replay attention? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I can see mine on my replay retention. Absolutely. Oftentimes, your replay retention is higher than your live broadcast. Now, with the scrubbing, though, things may have changed. So you might be seeing a little change of your stats since now the ability to scrub your replay videos on Periscope, fast forward and rewind. Right now, you can do that. It changes how long people are actually watching your replays, because oftentimes I was seeing twice the engagement, the average length of time for people that were on the replay. What's your advice about ignoring comments? Oh, so here's the thing. Yeah, you know what I would tend to say. I think that's referring to trolls that maybe make a comment that's off-putting. You know what? Oftentimes I make a joke about it, or I immediately block the person. I ignore it. That's one of two things, because other people will block it too. Other people can block that same person in the broadcast for me too. Okay, so that was a great question. Thank you. Anyway, that's kind of like the concept here, that you always want to make sure that you tell your audience who you are trying to serve, so that they know that if they're in the right place or not. Now, I don't remember. Did I see a lot of P's? Put a P if you're a product. If you're selling anything like a product, like let's say a digital product. If you're selling a digital product, put a P in the chat. This just helps me to know what you are doing. If you're selling a digital product, put a P in the chat. P. Okay. How do we learn the terminology? I'm not sure what that means, the terminology. Anyone else? PP. Put a P if you sell anything. If you're looking to sell a digital product like a coaching program or a boot camp. Mark Shaw's in the house. Boom! There he is, right there. That's awesome. That you use in the app. Oh, well, the app, we really talk about things that are pertaining to engagement, right, and the use of live video. So essentially, you come in and you can start understanding more of it. Mark Shaw. So if you are selling a product, boom, you're in the right place. How many of you are writing a book? How many of you are writing a book and you want to promote it out into the world? How many of you are writing a book and and if that's you, put a B. Okay, put a B. Okay? Put a B, put a B, put a B, B, B. Put a B, put a B. B. Okay, great. So I see a few B's. Yeah, okay, awesome. Yeah. Great, and I'm assuming some of you that are writing books probably already have also digital products that you're selling too. Okay, now how many have a service? Okay, a one-on-one service. Maybe you do a one-on-one coaching, or you are a digital agency and you're selling services, or maybe you have a local store and you're selling like window treatments and stuff like that. Service. Okay, yeah, service. Like maybe you're a doctor or a lawyer. Service. Okay, cool. Now, some of you might be coaches that do service. Some of you probably are coaches that do service. Some of you are probably coaches that are doing service as well as looking to sell a digital product. I mean, the way to really look at this when you're doing anything online, is probably good to look at all three. Yeah, exactly. Look at how you can offer a service, have a book as well, offer digital products or software. That's my thing. Is I kind of like look at the whole gamut, right? Selling movie tickets. Okay, you're selling movie tickets. That's cool. That's actually great. Because I was going to come on to that. How many of you are selling physical products? Okay, whether you're selling, pens on Amazon or keychains or movie tickets or something like that. How many of you are selling something like that, where you actually have a physical product like a book or glasses or something to that effect? And if you are, put physical. Yeah, put P. Well, did we say that? No, that was product. So put P. Physical, P-H-Y, phi, right? Am I wrong there? Yeah, physical. Yeah, if that's you. Thank you for sharing with your followers as well. I appreciate that. And if you guys do, okay, yeah, awesome. So I see a lot of, oh, that's great. I see a lot of people that are selling physical products. So if this is something that might be interesting to your audience, guys, please do share this. You can click the guy that's spouting all the hearts off his head and share this with your friends and followers and fans. Want to support writer, artists, musicians? What category is that? Want to support them? If you want to support them, that means that you almost curate their information. And as a curator, you're a content creator. And a content creator is also one of those elements as well, because a content creator is essentially the person that builds that know, like, and trust, becomes that expert and authority. And by doing things like that, that helps you to sell your products and services. So if you're anyone who's selling a product or service or coaching, anything to that effect, author, by creating content, and a book is content, right? So you're creating a book, maybe doing blog posts, that's content. All that stuff helps with building your expertise, the know, like, and trust for finding an audience, and then boom, that makes you very, very popular, so that now people say, I'm going to follow this guy, he's the guy I want to follow, and then I'm going to listen to whatever he or she is talking about when it comes to music and things like that. So if you're selling physical products, consider being a content creator around that product, right? Look at a vertical market, right? Hell yeah, awesome, Dickie. Yes. So consider that. Like, for instance, here's something. I put a blog post at my site, caseyzeman.com. You can see a blog post where I talked about, actually it's caseyzemanonline.com. That's my blog, but you can go from Casey Zeman as well. I talked about selling gardening gloves, right? I gave a little bit of insight into how you could sell gardening gloves using the power of Periscope. Because gardening gloves are a physical product, but you could become a content creator and teach on how to garden. What kind of soil to use, what kind of fertilizer to use, what kind of seeds to use. All these things are a vertical, right? Or I also call it a shoulder niche, okay? Because you're selling your physical product, but by becoming that authority, that content curator authority, you can then sell that digital physical product that you have. You can sell that other physical product that you've been thinking about doing, and as it all relates to this one product, right? Complement, exactly. Mark Shaw, evening. Mark, long time. Yes. So that's how this works. So how many new people do we have? How many know who I am? Put a 1 in the chat if you don't know who I am. If you've never heard of me before, if you've never been to one of my scopes, I want to know how many new people have just entered into this particular scope. So I see 2, so that means someone has been here before. Okay, I don't know. 1. Okay, so we have some folks that are just coming in. And this is great. This is kind of what the topic is all about, how you always have to occasionally repeat who you are, what you're doing, and why you're coming in to essentially teach someone. Because of the fact, I know you too, Gee Caddy. I know you. Because of the fact that you always have new people coming into Periscope. So for those newcomers, my name is Casey Zeman. I'm the founder of Fullscope TV and Easy Webinar, 2 pieces of software that were designed to help you build a business and brand that you love using the power of live engagement and webinars. I have just entered 2 minutes ago. Awesome. So we see people have just literally entered 2 minutes ago, because that's the thing. You're going to have new people coming in all the time that are like, who's this guy with the John Deere hat and the stupid glasses and the thing right there, right? They're going to be like, who's this guy? So you always have to kind of go through the process, summarize, right? But you don't have to go full the whole spiel like you did like 20 minutes ago when you started, but summarize, get people up to speed on what we're talking about, right? I see travel agent in Costa Rica. That's great. So we've been talking about how it's good that you repeat yourself, tell people what this broadcast is about because of all the new people that are coming through. Where's your tractor, Casey? Back in Iowa. This is my wife's dad's hat. You know, I'm a kind of city boy. I grew up in Detroit, so you know, I married a farm girl, and then boom, I got this John Deere hat. So always, you know, repeat it, but what we've been talking about, guys, is how you might be able to use Periscope, how you might be able to use things like creating content to build a business and brand. And of course, how you can use Fullscope to track and see the people that are coming to your broadcasts, how long they stay, how many hearts they send. So I can see I have a lot of fuchsia hearts, some blue hearts, some purple hearts, some pink hearts. I appreciate that. And what I oftentimes do in my broadcast, I'm from Detroit as well. Awesome. I see some people from Iowa, Detroit. I live in LA. How many are from LA? In the LA area. This is where I'm at now. If you sell shoes, find people who sell bags. Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. You can find other people that will help promote you too. And this is the second thing I was going to mention was, you know, part of this thing about, you know, trying to get, you know, followers on Periscope is all about connecting with the right people that would complement you, right? So exactly, if you sell shoes, find someone who sells bags, right? I am from Detroit, lived in Iowa. LOL. That's funny. That's funny. So what I oftentimes tell people, I just want to remind you guys that for the most engaged person, the person that is the most engaged, meaning the person that shares the most, hearts the most, stays the longest, and comments the most, okay? These are the elements of what sharing is all about. You take a screenshot, that's a big category. Okay, see stats, best heart and chat. Yeah. The person that does the most during this broadcast gets this particular book. All right. And now, how do I know how to do that? I use Fullscope TV to look at my most engaged people. That's how I know. Great scope title. Thank you for helping tips. No problem. Find people in space. If you're travel, then find retired people. Yeah. There you go. Diana's on a roll. She is absolutely on a roll. And of course, I use Fullscope to do that. And for those who don't know, Fullscope is completely free. If you're someone who's using or wanting to use, and might be some of you that maybe came into Periscope a little late, and you're worried, you know, hey, can I still get an audience? Can I tap into people in Periscope? To be able to start building my brand? And the answer is absolutely yes, because here's the thing, Periscope is assigned to Twitter. So it attaches to all your folks on Twitter. And so if you have a Twitter following, even if you don't have a Twitter following, you can do Periscopes that are on a particular topic and get people to start watching those particular Periscopes because they are of a particular topic that is of interest. Yes, you may have the occasional troller who's you know saying something like open balls or whatever they say, but oftentimes you're mostly going to have the same folks, right? You're going to have the same people that love you. Do you know you're almost at 1 million hearts? I don't know how close am I? I can't tell how close I am. Anybody know? That's awesome. I may have to do like a heart contest or maybe a giveaway for hearts at some point, because I keep doing this. I keep giving away this, but maybe I have to do like a iPod or something like that for my 1 million hearts. So anyway, by doing this, you know, we only have like 32 people on. Sometimes I have 100, sometimes I have 150, sometimes it's only 15. But that's the nice thing about it, is that you still find that audience no matter what, right? Even if you have 10 people or 15 people or 5 people or 2 people on your broadcast, that's still 2 people that are going to be coming in and listening to you. So I would really not worry so much about the low numbers if you're just starting out. But haven't scoped yet, but I'm learning already. Cool. I used it this week. It was off the graph, was off the chain. The graph was off the chain. Thank you. You know, hearts, right. And sometimes we often say this, that heart count, how many hearts you get does not equal engagement. I think someone just said that. We don't equate that as the top engagement. What we equate for engagement first is length of time that you are there, okay? The length of time that you are actually staying on a broadcast. That's the person that's most engaged. You can't grow your business without Fullscope. Thank you, Diane. And of course, so for those who don't know, we also host all of your videos. So once your broadcasts are done within Periscope, they're gone within 24 hours. So just like Catch, we will actually save your videos and host them for you so you can then download them. Yeah, so someone's saying, what's Fullscope? So you see people are coming in every second, and that's where you have to kind of remind them. For those who don't know, Fullscope.tv is an analytic and marketing tool that is designed to help you with your Periscope broadcast. It is so you know your top engaged people, when people are coming, all the people that are in here, I can see who's sending the hearts. When you're coming in, I got great hacks for using data. Well, we'll talk about that because I'd love to, right now we have a big Facebook group where people are sharing all their vision and stuff like that, and we're building Fullscope for you. So I can see everything. So all those new people that are coming in, I can see when you come in, how long you stay. I can see if you're only watching 10% of this broadcast or watching 20% or 100%, and that's why it's almost like this is the power that broadcasters have been looking for, to know who's coming, when they're staying, and to know that the 80-20 rule, who are your most engaged people. So Fullscope will actually tell you your top 10 or top 20 engaged people for not just your broadcast on a broadcast level, but on an overall level, right? Casey, is it okay if I buy just a few hearts, just social proof to start the ball rolling? No, I would say don't go down that road. That's a bad idea. I would not go down that road if I were you. I've done something like that with Facebook, and you get burnt in the long run. It just doesn't help. It doesn't help because people know when you're doing it. So try to stay away from that. I never bought anything, but what I did is I was targeting cheap Facebook traffic from like Venezuela and stuff like that, and then my engagement was terrible. So it won't help your engagement. Try to do things strategically instead of going the direction of buying hearts. Think of ways that you can collaborate with people that are of a like-minded, that are like-minded to you, that have similar niches to you, that may be, as I said, complementary niches to you, right? Hearts show how well you are doing or not. No, they don't. Here's the thing. The hearts are gone now. Just a few start and then no more. No, I would definitely not do it. The thing about it is that they don't rate based on hearts anymore. That's the thing. They don't rate based on hearts anymore. Now it is what's trending, because they realized that the most loved people were abusing it. People, big periscopers, were actually doing the exact same thing you were talking about, where they were buying hearts in the beginning. They were buying hearts, and that's how they were getting on the most loved list. And unfortunately, Periscope cracked down on them, and that's why they, of course, got rid of the most loved in the first place, right? They got rid of it, and now it's more trending. It's based on followers, not based on hearts. It's based on value, not based on hearts. It's based on length of time people are broadcast and how fast your follower tick goes up. There's a Twitter dedicated something. Yeah, there is. There's a Twitter handle dedicated to the people that were purchasing hearts. Is falling down the list. Alex Pettit is falling down the list. Well, I have people that know me. Got rid of most love. Now it reads like a celebrity gossip page. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say it looks kind of like that. But that's the idea, is that it's not always the case, though, because it's not always celebrities that are getting on that trending. It could be sometimes someone with only 1,000 or 2,000 people on their following them. And I think that it's about how quickly that ramps up. I want auto tweets in Fullscope from Diane. What's the noise? I'm having some work done in my backyard. I'm in my right here. This is my garage office that I just moved into, and we have so much work being done out here that they're pouring rocks right now, because we're kind of doing a lot of stuff. Okay, so back to the auto tweets. Okay, we're talking about Fullscope.tv. It's okay if I give myself hearts from another phone. Listen, you can do whatever you want. You don't need me to tell you can do that. You can do whatever you want. I would definitely not recommend it, though. You do what you want, though, for sure. Okay, so the question was, can we do auto tweets from Fullscope? So here's the thing, we're thinking about doing that, where you can then send tweets out to like several people. Like if you want to get your top 20 people that were most engaged and send them all the same tweet, you can do that. However, we have to stay on the right side of Twitter to do that. And if you send too many of those out, Twitter will get wind of that. That's not cool. Periscope knows we created Fullscope.tv, and they're cool with that, the fact that we've created it. But they have said you have to stay responsible. As long as you're responsible with the app, we are cool with you using our API. So with that in mind, we have to make sure we're staying on the right side of Twitter. And that's why we have not automated it yet, even though, as I said, it's something that we kind of have on the horizon. Do me a favor, for those brand new people that are coming in who don't have Fullscope.tv, someone type in Fullscope.tv to tell people where they can go to get access to the software, because at the moment, yes, the software is free. For those who are wondering about that, if you're not someone a part of it yet, the software is completely free. Mr. Singh is here. What's up? How are you? Good to see you. Awesome. I have some wonderful scopers in here right now. I love it. Love it, you guys. Thank you so much for coming in. Fullscope.tv, yeah. And so based on some of the things we are talking about, of course, we are talking about how oftentimes it's good to kind of repeat or summarize what you've been talking about every so often for the new folks that come into the room. And so today we are talking about that very topic. We are not only mentioning that topic, but we're also saying that's the topic of discussion. So as such, thank you for everybody for putting in Fullscope.tv. So many awesome people in this room right now. Yeah, exactly. So as such, I'll say it again, that this broadcast is all about how often you may want to make sure you say hello to the new folks that are coming in the room, because oftentimes you have a lot of new people coming into your Periscope broadcast. Yeah, exactly. It's good to repeat scopes every so often, especially for new followers as you grow. That's so true. That is absolutely so true. I've noticed that I have some broadcasts that are really, really popular, some that aren't. What I oftentimes do is I repeat some of the old ones that I've done like a month ago or 2 months ago, because those are the ones that people like. That, like, it was really resonating. Like, one was how you can do a 6-figure launch with Periscope. And what I did is I reverse engineered how you can do a 6-figure launch in 6 months using the power of Periscope. Just starting out with no list. That was one of my most popular. So I may do that again if you guys are interested. Because oftentimes you may not you don't see it, because of course these go away after 24 hours. So for the, yeah, exactly. Lie about the heart count. What else are you lying about? Yeah. You don't want to lie. You don't want to buy hearts. There's a couple different topics of discussion going on in the room right now. There's a discussion over here that's talking about, should I buy hearts? I'm thinking about doing it, and we're saying don't buy hearts. There's a couple of discussions about Fullscope and doing the automated tweets in Fullscope. Okay. There's a little bit of noise coming from the gardening that's happening outside. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on. But most important, the biggest topic of discussion in this room right now is the sheer fact that always remind people who are just coming about what your broadcast is and who you are. So for those newcomers, my name is Casey Zeman. I'm the founder of Fullscope.tv and Easy Webinar, 2 pieces of software that was designed to help you build a business and brand you love. And Fullscope.tv is an analytic and marketing tool for Periscope. Do you have screenshots or something of your software? Yes, I do. I could show it to you if you guys really wanted to see it. How many would like to see the software if I flip my screen around and show you what it looks like? But yes, do reset reminders and or summaries. Yeah, and I wouldn't say you don't have to like start over again, but you want to, as I said, you want to make the summary, just get a quick little snippet, right? That you can say, okay, this is who I am, this is what I broadcast about. And if you like what I broadcast about, you can follow me by clicking the little Perry dude right here. Or if this is something of interest to you or your friends and followers and fans, you can, of course, share this with them, right? Right. So that's how you can do it. Thanks for the personal reply to my tweet, Casey. Of course, I got it. Of course, Casey in the house. So if you guys do want to see it, I can show it to you. Would you like to see Fullscope kind of in action? And for those who are just coming in, of course, Fullscope is an analytic and marketing tool for Periscope. And I'm sorry it's loud. Can you guys still hear me okay? Just let me know if it gets too loud. Will you ever do a promote your cast style scope? Yes, yes, I will. So I'm going to be doing more and more stuff with Mike Lynn of Scope Day. That was loud. That was a loud scoop. Mike Lynn of Scope Day. Not too noisy. Okay, good. hopefully the directional mic here. Let me see if I put it more like right here. I'm sure it'll sound a little bit easier. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully it will sound a little less. So I'll be doing more of those. And the cool thing is that some of you, I may have you participate. If you're on Fullscope list, I may reach out to you and say, hey, would you be interested in doing something about makeup? Or would you be interested in doing something about health and wellness? You know, things like that. If you're in a particular niche, I'll probably start reaching out to you because you're in that niche and have you take part in some of these day-long events, right? And then we're going to use Fullscope and aggregate the data of all of you guys that participated, right? So that's going to be happening more and more. I'm so sorry you guys are hearing all the stuff, but we need to do it. It's landscaping. It's landscaping. This is how you know it's real life when stuff like this happens. Will you do Blab more? I may do Blab more. Hasn't caught my scopes for a past week. You have to, Benny. You have to make sure you go in and click Get Broadcast. You have to physically go in and click the Get Broadcast button in order for it to grab your broadcasts. Okay, that was something we had to do because Periscope was putting a stop to us pinging them all the time. So we had to start doing it manually. But I think tomorrow or the next day it's going to be automated again because we figured out a workaround. Okay? So we're always trying to, we're always trying to do that. We'll refresh again. I did that. Okay, try it again. Yeah, click out and come back into it and you can see it. Okay, let's go to Fullscope.tv and I'll flip my screen around so you can see it. It's at app.fullscope.tv. app.fullscope.tv, and let me flip this around. Will it still grab your broadcast of your accidental deleted broadcast? Yes, it will still do that too. But you can just ignore that broadcast if you wanted to. All right, so here is Fullscope right here. Let me just angle this a bit. Okay, so this is Fullscope.tv. I did not analyze my last scope. Are you doing the programming for Fullscope or do you have employees? I have employees. Okay? Fullscope.tv, you can go to app.fullscope.tv or go to fullscope.tv and sign up. So you'd click sign in with Twitter. It would authenticate, and it would sign you up. If you haven't been signed up yet, it would do it. It would ask you to do that. So what you're seeing here is this is the very first thing that happens. You get a graph of kind of all of your broadcasts. So you can see the viewers, the engagement ranking, the average viewing time, the comments, the hearts, the shares, the screenshots as well, and all that is happening. Now, what it also will do is it'll also fetch and find new broadcasts. So I'm going to click to refresh, and it just brought in a brand new broadcast, and it's called, let's see, this broadcast is called Don't Assume They Know You. Why repetition is okay. So this is the one we're doing right now. My bars are so very fat. Well, it depends on where you're at. So this is in the viewers, but you can go into engagement. Those are fatter bars, as you say. I love that you're calling them fat bars. Some people, they're asking about, hey, do you track the replay and do you track the web viewers? So yeah, so here the blue is live, right? The red is replay. The yellow is web views, right? What platform is this? This is Fullscope.tv. Fullscope.tv. Fat bars. Now, the other thing we do here with Fullscope is we actually show you your most engaged viewers and other folks of all of your broadcasts. So these are my most engaged people from if all of the broadcasts together combined, right? So I can see who these people are, and then I can tweet them directly from Fullscope.tv right here, right? That's why, yeah, right. If you don't have that many scopes up yet, they'll be fatter bars until they get skinny, right? So here's most engaged viewers. Here's top viewers. Here's top viewers by comments, top viewers by hearts, top viewers by shares, top viewers by screenshots. But this is on an overview. As I said, we're still on the overview. The way that you kind of drill down is you can go into all broadcasts, and then it's going to show you a list of all of your broadcasts right here, and it's going to give you an engagement ranking for each broadcast. Like for instance, that one is engagement ranking 3, etc., etc. So this is the one we're in right now, and this is the stats that we see right here. Watch live 200, watch the web is 92. This is the one that we're in right now. Okay, looks like we have some people that shared, 18 people shared to their Periscope, 18 people shared to their Twitter, and 2 people shared to their Facebook, and 25 people took screenshots of this particular one right now. Mine are truly obese right now. Please stop. You have to stop. So anyway, this is an overview, right? So what you could do is then click into here, boom, and now you're getting even more drilled down info based on who the people are that are coming to your broadcast. So now it's going to give me a list of the people that are at my broadcast. Here you guys all are right here. Okay, it's a list of all of you, right? So I can see who you are. The other day, guess what? Guess who I had on my broadcast the other day? I wouldn't have known this if I did not see it in full scope. I had the comedian Andy Dick, the actual comedian Andy Dick, in one of my broadcasts. The only reason I knew is because full scope. So it's pretty crazy. The other thing that we do is we allow you to download the video. So we house this video. So this right now that's being done is live. Once it's done being live, and once the process of it being a replay is over, we crunch it and take it and make it into a video, and then you can download it and put it into Facebook, YouTube. You can do whatever. I see me. Jess sees herself. But how you can do this is I can go and filter. Let's say I want to go with percentage watch, right? But I can do all sorts of stuff here, like who sends hearts, shares, and I can essentially filter you guys out by that. So let me say time watched. Let's go with descending, because that's how you can tell from the people that watch the most. Okay, so let's see. Now, I think that it's going to be because we have people that are obviously still in the room. Okay, so here we go. So these are the people that are have been watching the most. But of course, this is going to change after the broadcast is over, because we're really going to get a bit more detailed here, because this is live. And so, this is going to change, right? This is going to change here. But we can see the comments. Here's all Mark Shaw comments right here. Here's Diane, here are all your comments. Right here. Where am I? Black box vision. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see you. See if we can find you. Black box vision. Is that you? Backpack by me. Let's actually go with comments. Okay, I'm going to try comments from. Okay, descending. Let's see if I can get the comments here. Yeah, it's still, so there you are. Nat, you have 48 comments that you've put in. Dickie Armor, you're at 39. Bonnie, of course, is always doing well. Can you tell total comments of the entire broadcast? Yes, it's up here. Here's the overall data, so you can see the comments, the hearts, the shares, the likes, etc., etc. The replay, wow, 48. Better give hearts, or he'll know. Yeah, exactly. I'll also know how long you've been on the broadcast. So, for instance, and I can see, how many screenshots. So, Black Box Vision did 1 screenshot. 3 shares. This is you, Nat. You shared on Twitter, Facebook, and Periscope, and then says you joined at this time and you left. So my guess is that you left and came back. That's how our system works. It will find the last time you left. So it'll time the very last time you left. But once this broadcast is over, it's going to probably tell me overall when you came back in. Okay. That's probably what it's going to do. It says you left. How dare you? And this data still isn't done yet populating. What do the question marks mean around users' names? Yeah, so what that means, those are actually where you guys have your emojis. So our software has not yet been able to tell all the emojis. So these are this is where the emojis are. You got a call. So you had a call and you came back. So I could tell that you had a call. You probably had a call at 11:20. You had a call at 11:20 and you came back in. That's how much we know. That's how much will you fix the emojis? We either will fix them or we'll get rid of them, right? That's probably what's going to happen, like 11, 19, 11, 20. Yeah, so that's right. So we can tell when that happens. But again, we still have to figure this out because you're back in. So we may have to like say, okay, joined left, like actually show all the times and all the times you left. Got the most hearts going. Okay, Nat's in the lead. And there's this Get Broadcast button up at the top. If you click this every so often, it will kind of fetch and refresh for you. That's kind of how it does it. But remember, this is live, so yeah, it's not done. You know what I mean? Like it's only until the broadcast is over. No new broadcast found because I haven't started a new one. Only until this is over, will it tell you. How much does it cost? It costs $5,000 for one license. No, I'm just kidding. It's free. It's free at the moment. But I bet you would pay $5,000 for one license because that's what agencies and brands will be paying when they start using and looking at you guys as to sponsor you, because this is the information that brands and people, crickets, right? What? People that would be looking to pay broadcasters. This is kind of the data they want to see how much of a social reach you have, right? This is the kind of information that they want. So, although paid, it's not paid at the moment, it will be paid at some point. There's also going to be premium levels to it, to where you can jump in and also, lucky me, I got it for free. Yeah. Can you see data for old scopes, or is it this, or is it just 24-hour scopes? So you sign up for Fullscope. Right? It will remember your data. Everyone stopped writing. I know. You sign up for Fullscope, and it will capture all the broadcasts after that. That's how it works, right? Sign up, then it captures all the broadcasts after that. Now, will we have to pay in the future if you sign up now? No, you won't have to pay for the thing you come into now. Only the people that don't get it will have to pay. If I decide that I want to make this level that you guys are all getting access to paid, if you come in now, you won't. It's not like we're going to say, oh, by the way, now you have to pay. No. There will be premium levels to this, though, that you will have to pay to get access to. How long will it be on beta? It will be in beta for as long as we feel it still needs to be in beta, right? You know what I mean? So I'm just putting chapstick on. So just it depends on how long we decide that we're going to do it, because of the fact that we still want to tweak it and make it awesome, and we have different designs coming in and different features coming in. Upgrade sort of thing, pay to upgrade. Yeah, exactly. It's called a freemium model. This in business is kind of a freemium model where there's one level that's free. And so that level that you have access to now, everyone, it may change in the future for those who are coming in. Would there be a free level option? This is a free level option right now. In the future, there might still be, a free level, but it will probably not maybe have all the awesomeness. What will the premium levels provide additionally, or do you have that decided yet? Yes, we do have some of that decided, yeah. It's going to be including things like CRM integration, autoresponder integration. It's going to have the ability to use ad platform, Twitter ad platform, and a couple other cool features as well that you guys are going to get really super excited about. Best uptake marketing advice, freemium. Yes, that's exactly right. Yes. What features would premium? Yes, so that's pretty much what we have. There's also going to be an agency level as well. Now, part of this also, there might be the ability to come and enter into what I'm kind of looking at, almost like a I guess you could call it a conglomerate, or maybe a syndicate where you can join a different level of Fullscope, and that can get you access to where, when we do promotions with brands, or we are looking to do scope days and things like that, where we were looking for specific people in specific niches, you're the ones that we go to first, because of the fact, what about a seat warmer feature? Yes, we have that seat warmer feature coming. But you'll be able to get into those, which, of course, when you do those, it really helps with building your followers and stuff like that. So we may do that at some point. It's more like the agency concept. Not fully decided on that yet, but we will have, of course, the ability to work with agencies as well on top of that. So that's kind of where it's at. The thing we're doing right now is we are more interested in making sure that it works and people are using it and they're loving it and it's like they're excited for it, because the more and more you use it, that just helps us to really know how the direction we're going to take it in. So I just want to thank you all for that, because it helps us. And of course, you know, obviously our goal is to first help you, and then we see the return later on, right? Obviously, because we're not monetizing it at the moment. And I have 3 developers on staff working on it full time. So as you know, as you can understand, at some point I'm going to have to do something and monetize it, or maybe like I'll figure something out. Don't worry about it. Maybe I'll do like I'll either do a couple things. Either we'll get investors to come in, and or maybe do, you know, obviously open up the monetization on it, or we'll do something like a crowdsourcing type of deal. One of the 3. So we'll figure it out. It's all in the works, and it's all being done pretty quick too. So it's going to be done relatively fast. So the plan of action on this. So anyway, that's it for this particular broadcast. Thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you for the free access. Of course, thank you so much. And as always, for those who are brand spanking new coming into the room, my name is Casey Zeman. I'm the founder of Fullscope TV, a software that does both a software that does marketing and analytics for Periscope, but it's going to do it for other broadcasts as well. I handle Samsung tablet, but something. I'm so sorry I didn't see it. And I'm the founder of Easy Webinar, which is a software, and this is kind of how we pay for Fullscope because Easy Webinar is a paid product. It's our flagship product, and it's kind of the bigger element here. We have a lot of people using that. Over 5,500 customers, paid customers, are using Easy Webinar, and that's kind of how we pay for Fullscope. Just signed up and came to follow you live broadcast. Awesome, yeah. Hey, New York actor, what's going on? Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that's how we do it. We kind of Peter pays Paul at this point. And Easy Webinar is a software that people use to kind of sell their products. So they use Periscope, right, to build their audience, build leads, and get people into their funnels. And then what my audience does is they use webinars to sell their products or services, or, you know, shows, whatever they're trying to do, whatever they're looking to promote. They use our software or webinar platform to do it. Of course, thank you so much. And this, of course, was all about how you should remind people of what the broadcast is about, and of course, who you are every so often, right, in a summary style. So that's what we were talking about in this scope, and of course, now you guys know a bit more about me, Casey Zeman. And if this is the type of broadcast that you like to consume, come into, listen to, take notes on, then you can click the little guy right here, and you can follow me. And if this is not something you want to know about, if you're like, Casey, why did I just waste the last 10 minutes listening to you? Then don't follow me. In fact, you should probably block me. Okay, that's probably the best way. Even though I only do Periscopes maybe once a day or once every other day. So just be aware of that as an FYI. I don't often do a lot of Periscopes. I do not see an option to share the broadcast on Facebook. It should be there. You probably don't have the most updated Periscope. You should go back into your App Store and upgrade your Periscope to the most recent one, which has all that awesomeness, all that fancy awesomeness. Okay. Android doesn't have it. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I didn't actually know that. I'm an iPhone guy, so I don't really know. Thank you for letting people know about Fullscope. And of course, if you want to get access to analytics and marketing for Periscope, go to Fullscope.tv and sign up. And you'll be able to get access to it for free because it's in beta. And you'll be able to get access to all that stuff that I showed you right here. You can see all your most engaged people. Let's see here. Let's see if we have some new folks here coming in the room. Let's go with hearts, and let's see who's sending the most hearts right now. Nat Carter still in the lead. By Guy, you've moved up to second place. Graciela, you're in third. Brian Hearn is in fourth. Rule is in third. Is in whatever this, like fifth or something like that. So cool. You guys are doing great. Thank you so much. Here's Alex right here. Alex, there you are right there with your hand reaching out. So menacing. Wasn't sure if you could see that. Wait, will you see it live now? Yeah, I'm seeing it live right the moment. Yes, because I went in and I clicked that Get Broadcast button right there. Boom, and it pulled in my live feed this is the thing we're doing right now. This is it. This is it. This is what we're doing. We're doing it. It's happening. Is that Vin Diesel? No, Vin Noland. Okay, Vin Noland. Kind of look like Vin Diesel. Did your team ever get to the accounts that have no Twitter? Yes, they're still working on that. I told them to do it. You should probably check to see if you have an account, because I'll find out for that for sure. Hey V, LOL, he has more money. I mean, come on. Yeah, that's probably true. He has more money. Yeah, I mean, he has more money than a lot of people, right? What website is that? Fullscope.tv. Fullscope.tv. It's a place where you can, it's a software that you can use to see all the stuff that's going on in your broadcasts, right? And you can, so here are my broadcasts. Let's say, let's try this one, 6 steps for launching an Amazon product. Here we go. So it actually houses your video. You see right here, right? You can download the video. Right? Hello there. How are you? It'll tell you your live replay, stuff like that. Right? So I don't know. You're probably like a better actor than he is. Yeah, it's so true. Sorry, I wasn't looking at you guys for a minute, so I didn't quite see you because I turned the screen. So sorry about that. But yeah, this is Fullscope.tv. I'm provide a testimony if you like. Of course, sure, that sounds great. Will the video have the comments too? No, the video doesn't have the comments because the comments are next to the video. I mean, you can see, watch. Let me show you this. This is not like Catch, right? This is all back in the back office, right? This is what you get. This is your back office private. Now, we may do something where you can make it public, like a public facing page and show some of your stats, but we're going to have to make that to where you want that, because otherwise, oftentimes you're not going to want that stuff. Maybe you don't want, for people to know that you had 8 screenshots and 214 live or whatever. But here's the thing, you can show all the chat just by doing this, right? You can see all the chat as it's happening, as it's coming through. So I can see the most recent chat right here, clicking that. Okay, let's see. Let me refresh, because we're actually live, so it's going to be a little weird. But thanks for your help at ASM. Oh yeah, so this is not live. This is an old one, right? So I forgot we're not looking at the one that's that is live. So you can see when the chat happens. So all the chat is time-stamped. So you can know a lot of this stuff. You can also know when people kind of. Let me hide the chat history right here, and then it pulls everybody back in. You can also know when people leave. So here's a quick tip, right? Here's a quick tip. What I tend to do to build leads is I look at my percentage watched, and I tend to go with looking at who watched the least of my broadcast. So these are the people that watched the least of this particular broadcast, right? They watched like zero. It says 0%, and it's because they probably popped in and popped right out. So I can follow up and here, they watched literally 1% right here, and that's okay. I'm not gonna hate on any of you if you see your name in the list. It's no big deal. I'm not mad at you. But what I can do is follow up with all of you and say, hey, listen, at Frankie1. You didn't see I gave away a free gift and you left before that happened. So here's the free gift link. I can create a bit.ly link, right, and give them a bit.ly link and say bit.ly/free gift or / my Periscope kit. And it will be a link, and I send it directly to them, and it will help. It's a way for me to build my list, right? So it's one way you could do it, but you can also send out instant tweets to your most engaged people as well. It doesn't just have to be the people that aren't engaged, but you can go to the people that say watch the most. I used that technique last night. Okay, awesome. Does restart every 500 affect the overall stats of the users? I think what we do is we take the overall tally Can you confirm how many hearts we can give? Yes. So here you can see right here, hearts, right? You can filter by hearts, okay? And right here you can see my heart stats right here, okay? And these were the people that were sending the most hearts. Backpack by me, who I think is on here. How do I instant tweet? You see this tweet button underneath each person? It's right there in the back office. So you can instantly tweet and say, and then it pulls it up right there. So this is what it looks like right here. And we have an auto message that comes with it. So it says, thanks for sending hearts and comments on my broadcast, right? Yeah, you're on there too. And then you can tweet that out. So he knows that I'm probably in here doing this, so I just sent that out to him. Is this available outside the US? Yeah, it's a browser-based app. It's app.fullscope.tv that you can use with it. Does it count all the hearts even if they don't reset them or only the 500 pairs? No, it does. I said that. So this will show probably the total tally of all hearts that they send, right? That's going to tally all the hearts total. It's web-based, yeah. And it will show all the shares that they do. You can see here. This person, they shared on Twitter and Periscope. It'll show all their comments, time-stamped, okay? Right? Now, as I said, you can also go into here and show all the comments from everyone, right? I used that feature yesterday. So cool, so easy to get back to people. All hearts total, but not all counted hearts, which is less. Yeah. So you can do that, screenshots, joined at. I think the biggest element of, will you have it as iOS or Android app? At this point, there really isn't, it's not necessary. Is this something other than Chatterbox? Yeah, well, Chatterbox is just for comments. This is called Fullscope.tv. This is a full analytics system. Yes, it houses all of your questions and it can pull the things in real time, all of your questions, but it does way more than that. As you can see, it shows your shares, your live hearts, your replay hearts, your comments. It houses and hosts your videos. It also, you can kind of look at your stuff on an overall view on the dashboard, so you can see, everyone tap the screen, heart party, thank you guys so much. You can see the live view, you can see kind of all this on a kind of an overview. That's why we call it Fullscope.tv. Will Periscope come out with this natively or attached to analytics.twitter.com? Right now, we're not sure what Periscope is going to do, or Twitter for that matter, in regards to analytics. That's why we built this, but Periscope knows we built this. They are okay with us building it. They have let us know that this is something that they are okay with as long as we stay responsible. So it's hard for me to know if they're actually going to be doing anything with it. Sorry guys, if it gets loud, you guys can probably hear the gardeners outside. Shout out to your team and you. Many updates, some I joined a month ago. Yeah, it's changed quite a bit in the last month. We also have our own built-in engagement score. So we'll tell you what's the most, like this is one of my most popular broadcasts, as you can see here, buying hearts and why they don't equal engagement, right? You can see I had 862 watching live, almost 900 comments, 215 watching the replay, and it will tell you, all this kind of an overview data of what's happening. So you can kind of say to yourself, okay, well, here's some shares, right? Facebook and Twitter. And this is interesting because look how few people actually share to Facebook compared to Twitter and Periscope. Right? Funny, right? I mean, I kind of assumed that most people would share to Periscope and then Twitter, but in some instances, some people are sharing to Twitter more, like this one, sharing to Twitter more, speaking on stage. Okay, this is when I was actually getting on stage to speak at an event where there was 2,000 people. I did a Periscope while I was doing this. I'm looking forward to the auto capture. Yeah, it used to do it like last week, but then, as I said, because we were pinging Periscope too many times, we had to switch it around, and now it's going to go back to that. Okay, but we're also adding some cool new stuff in the next day or so, so be on the lookout. We also have some sweet new designs that are going to go in pretty soon. These are the kind of the designs we're looking at based on some of the new stuff that we want to do, but it's not in yet. But that's going to be some of the changes that we're going to be making. Just kind of up in the game, a little bit, making it sexier looking. Can Fullscope present us reports for best times to scope and words to use based on best scopes? Great question, and that is something that we want to roll in. The goal here is to be able to take all this data that we're seeing and give it to you so it actually matters to you. So like I can say to you, when you have hashtags that are, if we see it, like it would take the pattern, like it would say, when you do hashtags that have Fullscope.tv, your engagement increases by X%, right? So that's the goal that the software will actually give you, workable data that you can kind of then say, okay, well, cool, I can go in and now I know what my broadcast should mostly be, right? Or, when you talk about, walking the dog around the block, how your engagement level is pretty bad. Now, sometimes it's like, it can be, you're pretty much going to know that on your own, but this kind of gives you even just more data on that. And that's kind of the goal that we have with this, that we want it to be really kind of clear, like, as you can see, you have the most engaged viewers. These are your top people that aren't just coming to one broadcast, but coming to many, right? So what we want to give you is the ability to say, okay, who are my, the 80-20 rule, who are my top people, who are consistently coming compared to the ones that aren't? So we have a couple other cool things coming in, such as like follower features and things like that, which I'm excited to share with you guys. But at this point, this is kind of where we're at. We've only been around for about a month or so, so we're still growing. And if you are using Periscope or want to use Periscope to build your essentially a business, a community, then engagement is key. Knowing who these people are, but not just knowing who they are, but following up with them is kind of an important aspect. So let me actually go into the broadcast that's happening right now. All broadcasts. This one right here is the one we're seeing in real time. In your opinion, Casey, what stat is the most valuable? Time watched? Yes, I think time watched is the most valuable. I also think shares, followed by screenshots, because they take the most effort, are also valuable. But the length of time someone stays, someone can just click on the hearts like for 10 minutes or 5 minutes and then take off, right? So that's why we don't necessarily think that the hearts are the top level of engagement for your broadcasts, right? This is in real time, by the way, guys. This is what we're seeing right now. I can go in and look at who's been sharing the most hearts right at the moment. Let's see, in this particular broadcast, Nat is still in the lead right here. He's got 4-3-3-1. Now this might change as we go, and so it's going to be interesting to kind of see the change here, right? Once this is over. So this is Fullscope in a nutshell. It is not Chatterbox. It's I guess you can say, like, look, I can show chat history. So what I can do there is I can kind of look at the chat history and kind of almost look at it in sort of real time. Let's see. Now, so I'd have to go to the back here. Just remembered. Casey will see stats. Best heart and chat. That's the last one I have at 11:30. Now, if I probably refresh, it'll probably show me again. But these are the comments that are coming through, right? Have you seen PeriRank.com? I haven't. No, I've not seen that. I'm not quite sure what that is. Oh, I have actually. It kind of shows you where you're at, like a score of where you're at, right? Am I ghosting? Yeah, you're probably seeing. I can see you in there, lovable guy. Yeah, so I think I've seen it. I liked it. Any chance Fullscope will create a scope viewer Twitter list and add people to it? Create a scope viewer Twitter list. Maybe scope viewer Twitter list. Let me based on the stats. I think I understand what you're saying. What we also want to do, this is kind of some of the other things that we want to do with Fullscope, is we want to be able to give you the ability to add, to send off to Twitter the people that are maybe on that are giving you the most stats. So with your permission, we can then send to Twitter, hey, we can send to Twitter, like maybe your top 5 engaged people automatically once your broadcast is over, right? And it can add those names in Twitter and send it off, which of course is really great for you because then it gets you a bit more exposure. You can say, you know, then now you're making it public that these people were the most engaged, et cetera, et cetera. So it's really kind of powerful. It's a powerful element that of course can work. So that's where, yeah, that's where it can be valuable. That's great. I've been using your software to capture testimonials from my scopes. Yes, that's a very powerful element. I may have to do a Periscope about that if you don't mind. That's a really good point that you can go back through because people are sending so many screenshots, and you're not just missing the comments now. So comments are a big factor, and obviously Chatterbox does that, but that's what our software does. And so now you can house all those comments, and you can look back and say, okay, these are my most. This person sent a really great question, or said that. I can screenshot it, save it as a good testimonial or case study. And that it's certainly powerful to do that. And we're gonna have some automation that's related to that. Waiting for a response. Emailed you about me not being able to use your site with my account. Yeah, so some of you guys may have your phone number assigned, and if that's the case, we have to manually add you. And we have, if you're not inside Fullscope or not inside our private Facebook group, get inside there because that's how we know, that's how you're going to get on the list. Absolutely, when people say I'm in Scopes, this changed my life, I'm going to save those. Yeah, exactly. Because I see that a lot with, Fullscope too. I always recommend that. Yeah, get on the list because if you're on that list, then we're adding you manually, and we're going to be doing that pretty soon. We have, the problem here, guys, is that we don't have a huge staff at the moment. And of course, because of the fact that it's a free product, there's not much money being made. So the thing that's happening right now is one product that I own called Easy Webinar is paying for this other product. And that's just the way of the world. You gotta take risks sometimes to put money down and just start building something that people can really start using. So I need to sign into Periscope with my Twitter instead of my number. Yes, use your Twitter if you can instead of your phone number. Twitter is how it works. How is collected data safe from spam or spies? This is based on your own Twitter information, so as long as someone doesn't have your Twitter account, no one will see it except you. Now, we see it on an aggregated data, kind of on an overview. I can see all of the people that are a part of Fullscope, and right now we're kind of pushing 4,000 members right now inside Fullscope. I can see on an aggregated overview data what's going on, like how many broadcasts are being served, how many viewers are coming into everybody's total stuff, which is really helpful because then I can say this is how much of a reach you are all having. Would you consider teaming up on doing a membership site? It depends on what you're talking about because I've made membership sites myself too. But yeah, we definitely talk. Use Twitter even if you don't have it. Just create an account to use with Periscope. Yeah, use Twitter. That's exactly right. Even if you don't have a Twitter account, create a Twitter account and do it that way. It's better. It's going to be better for you. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, yes, that's of course the way you could do it. Wow, really? You're not seeing my posts. Wait, what are you saying? Black box vision. Say it again. I didn't see what you said. If I look at my scope, will it count me in the total view count? Okay, sorry, I can't believe I didn't see that. Yeah, yes, it will. It will say, like, I'm probably in this list somewhere, but it will actually do it more so on the replay. Because if you watch the replay, how many people don't watch their own replay? Come on, be real. I know you watch your own replay. Right? You watch your own replay, yeah? Be real. It's okay. I watch my own replay too. And if that's the case, no big deal. It's okay. It's okay if you do. So anyway, I do, yeah. And so it's going to be found on Fullscope. Now, guys, I have to get going. I need to get to the airport, and the reason being is I'm getting a global entry. I have a global entry appointment, which means I can fast track and get through all the good, cool lanes at the airport. I watch it, miss comments, and see what I do. Yeah, I don't. I scared. You got to look at it. You got to watch yourself. You got to look at yourself. The only way you're going to get used to yourself is if you watch yourself. I know it's kind of like you know, it feels like you're vain, but no, you need to. I'm on your list on Facebook. I have Twitter handle. Okay, me too. Okay, guys, thank you so much for everybody who came. Go to Fullscope.tv, sign up for Fullscope if this is your first time. Definitely want to get in there. It's free. Also, follow me here by clicking the little guy. You can follow me, and then any scopes that I do about Fullscope, you'll get notified when it happens. Okay. You can also follow me on Twitter at Casey Zeman. Okay. And of course, go to Fullscope. You don't have to download anything. It's an app. It's a web-based application. It's a browser-based application, so you don't have to download anything. I'm in. Awesome, Eddie Jr. Sweet. You guys, all of you rock. Much love. You're amazing. Thank you. I'm not sure how many hearts we have at this point. I'll have to probably take a look. I think we're maybe closer to the million hearts, but once I do 1 million hearts, I'll maybe have a million heart party like everybody else does. Well, whatever. We'll see what I do. We'll see what I do. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I might be too popular on Facebook. I mean, that's some old stupid stuff anywhere where there's like 5,000 friends. But, you know, find me on Facebook. You can go to @CaseyZeman on Facebook and find me there. And you can just at least follow me or direct message me or something if you wanted to. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later.